From Zoe Saldana's concerns about her age by the time the last film comes out, to the producer of the movies revealing the time it takes to perfect a CGI-heavy film, here's how the Avatar cast has reacted to the film delays. All of their responses have been pretty diverse, and Zoe Saldana, who plays the fan-favorite Neytiri, took to Instagram to first joke about how she's going to be 53 when the last Avatar comes out. She was joking, but I'm sure she's just as frustrated as the fans. At the same time, though, she's in the movie business, so she probably knows that great art takes time. And with a movie like Avatar, you've got to take your time to make it as amazing as possible. The visionary behind the whole thing, James Cameron himself, showed resilience in his response, promising that the world of Pandora will return and it's going to be well worth the wait. Cameron revealed that even though the new Avatar movies were initially meant to release every 2 years, that's proving to be a difficult promise to keep. It's not that they don't have the stories, they know exactly what they're doing with those. Plus, they're 95% done with the third part. It's just that the process of producing something this heavy requires time, especially post-production, which is where all the CGI work's done. But then again, that being said, Cameron is concerned about staying away from the marketplace for too long, and about the consistency of the story being affected because of all the delays. The longer a franchise stays away from the screen, the more likely people are to lose interest in it. But if they play their cards right and keep the hype going between all the releases, they could actually create a lot of suspense and add to the success of the franchise. This isn't the first time the legendary directors addressed concerns over the wait between the Avatar films. Before The Way of Water came out, he talked about why they kept pushing the second part's release date, stating that he was waiting for underwater technology to improve so he could give viewers the absolute best experience. And honestly, the movie was well worth the wait. Have you seen the visuals of these movies? They need a ton of VFX shots because most of the characters are entirely CG'd. Part 3 is going to be introducing a whole new clan and location, which means more CG and so more time. Even back when Part 2 was being produced, Cameron was scared that it wouldn't be very well received because it was coming 12 whole years after the first one. But surprise, surprise. The teaser trailer amassed 148 million views in just 24 hours. But this was the reaction Part 2 received. The timeline for the upcoming films is a bit different. So the very first Avatar movie came out at the end of 2009. That's 14 years ago. Then the second one came out at the end of 2022, 12 years after the first one. At this point, the franchise became known for its extensive waiting period between each film. And now, Avatar 3's release date has been pushed all the way back to the end of 2025. There are 2 more to come after that. Avatar 4 will be hitting screens in 2029, and the 5th and final part is set for 2031. That's a long wait for a franchise to end, even by Avatar's standards. Good news is, Cameron revealed that he has plans to make a 6th and 7th movie to add to the series too. As much as we'd love for the guy to live forever, that's probably not happening, so he's going to be taking steps to train another director to take over after he's gone. For now, those are all just ideas, but for the movies that are lined up right now, keep in mind, it's not just the creators striving for perfection that's led to all the delays. Think about how saturated the film industry is with franchise movies right now, and most of the franchises haven't been doing too well. Look at Fast and Furious, for example. Part of Avatar's appeal is that the sequels take time to arrive. Other than that, there have been a bunch of external factors at play too, which have made it impossible to finish the movies on time. I'm sure no one here's forgotten about the pandemic. There was no way to keep production going at a time like that, and Avatar 2 was no exception. Before COVID hit, the film was set to release in 2021, but was pushed to a year later because filming had to stop indefinitely for safety measures. The producer of the first 2 movies has defended the delays, saying that making films like Avatar take time because they require a certain degree of hard work and perfection. And with the latest storm that's been brewing in Hollywood, the writer's strike, the effects have started to spill over to major movie houses. The people behind the excellent lines of dialogue, that make our favorite characters come alive have been demanding better working conditions and pay. And it's not just Pandora feeling the heat. This strike's now affecting multiple other films across the industry, so it's like a shockwave from an angry hammerhead titan out there sending ripples through Tinseltown. It's pretty crappy news, but it's all for a good cause. That being said, how do you think fans feel about all this? To say it's a mixed bag would be an understatement. There's been frustration, but also a surprising amount of patience and understanding. After all, it'll almost be 2 decades before the series wraps up from where it began. The fans have stuck around through every single delay, every rescheduled date, showing that their love for this world and its characters is as unyielding as a Na'vi warrior. But that doesn't mean they can't make jokes about the whole thing. They've been taking to social media to comment on how old they're going to be when the saga comes to an end, and memeing shots from the first 2 Avatar movies to joke about whether they'll even be physically able to get to theaters to watch the final one. Despite the setbacks, the buzz around Avatar continues to grow. The first movie was a global phenomenon, winning hearts, breaking records, and revolutionizing cinema with its groundbreaking special effects. The magic of Pandora, its enchanting landscapes, and the incredible depth of its native Na'vi people left audiences around the world in complete awe. This overwhelming success is a testament to why fans are still willing to wait. We fell in love with the world of Pandora, and despite the delays, our hearts are still very much in it. Also, keep in mind that it's the delays that plagued Avatar 2 that allowed it to become the masterpiece it is today. They needed that extra time to hone it to perfection. So think of it this way. Cameron's going to benefit from the extra time to perfect his vision and execute it as well as he possibly can, while fans will reap the benefits by getting to watch some epic films. Fair trade, right? You might even say that now's the best time to be an Avatar fan because of the calm you get to enjoy between the storms. What I mean is, fans have the chance to let the noise settle before kicking off some discussions right before the next films come out. Filming began on the sequels way back in 2017, so by the time we reach the end of this epic journey in 2031, our beloved cast will have spent a good chunk of their lives embodying these characters. Sam Worthington, our fearless human-turned Na'vi, Jake Sully, was 41 when they started filming the sequels, and by 2031, he'll be 55. Zoe Saldana, our fierce Neytiri, will have journeyed from 39 to 53. The stars are growing alongside their characters, and that's a beautiful thing. It adds a layer of authenticity to the passage of time in the series, making the long-awaited reunions all the better. The producer of the first 2 movies definitely understands that and wants fans to try to understand too. John Landau, who's been at the heart of the franchise from the very beginning, was understanding towards the writers on strike and sympathized with them in their fight for better pay. At the same time, he took to Twitter to tell fans that while each Avatar film is exciting, each one is also an epic undertaking that takes time to perfect. Like I said before, especially when it's a franchise like Avatar, people come to expect a lot from each film, and unless creators take time to complete their work, the product isn't well received. And no one, not the creators or the fans, want that. So there you have it, from the producer of the movies revealing the time it takes to perfect a CGI-heavy film, to Zoe Saldana's concerns about her age by the time the last film comes out. That's how the Avatar cast has reacted to the film delays.